question to you is, when are you going to learn about my culture? To give you an example, you call me fat and ugly in front of people.
We've already talked about passport bros. Their often predatory nature, their blatant incompetence that prevents them from understanding how dating in the rest of the world actually works, which makes them believe they can bring crumbs to foreign women and they'll settle for it. Not to mention the way racial dynamics work in other countries, etc. Trying to lecture this woman about the harm of stereotypes when he himself is only in her country because he believes stereotypes about soft and submissive Asian women. Digressing. Putting all that aside, passport bros are also a great demonstration of what it looks like when you blame everyone else for your problems whilst refusing to look in the mirror. Listen, I'll be the
First, she refers to passport bros as predators. Predator? Like, are you for real? He is right for calling out his woman. This is a woman that he has met. And he's right for calling her out for insulting him, calling him fat in front of her relatives. And you could see her own face. Does she even look better than the man? Or am I the only one seeing this? She doesn't even look better, but she insulted him. And I love the fact that he had the courage to call her out and tell her, you didn't have to do this to me. So many men, especially the modern men, the modern Western men, will not tell you this. They will just sit quiet. They won't say anything. So I like the fact that he could call her out. And you calling a passport bro a predator. I mean, this one looks like an AI. And who knows? This is the reason why most guys from the Western countries are running away to other countries to find women who are in their, who are humble. Let me just use your humble. I don't want to use other words. Let me just use humble. This is the main reason why the guys are running away to find women who are humble. They don't want women who just, someone is paying lots of money to travel to look for a wife and you say he's a predator. Why would you say he's a predator? They're basically dating, especially in this case, he's basically dating a woman an adult. So why do you call him a predator? Why? Come on.
The first to agree that dating is difficult, and honestly, in terms of finding someone you truly mesh with and complement versus trading a person for property, royalty, or goats, I think it always has been. But if you are finding dating so difficult that you have to flee to another country in a way that is so unnatural and intentional that you are part of a named collective group, meaning you're specifically moving for said reason, not because you've fallen in love with another culture, the problem was, is, and always will be you. Because let me tell you something. If we were to go along with the idea that all passport bros want is a traditional relationship, and again, we know the real reason why they're going abroad, and we've seen how they actually cannot handle the male role in a traditional relationship, but just entertain it for a moment. They exist here. There are plenty of men in relationships with traditional women right now who cook for them, who clean for them, who make their house a home, will carry their children, and in their own words, submit to them. There are plenty of women here in America who would jump at the chance to have a man of integrity, intellect, success, loyalty, and principle to be the leader of their home. So if they're not jumping at that chance with you, chances are the problem is you. Chances are you're not creating the necessary dynamic for that to occur. Chances are you're not as great of a traditional man as you think, and you can't run from that. Whatever the women here are seeing in you that makes them not trust you as the father of their children, the leader of their households, the leader of their relationship, the women over there will see. Whatever the women here are seeing in you that makes you, in their eyes, not worthy of submission, if you will, not worthy of coming home to a hot meal, not worthy of nurturing, women over there will see. In fact, they'll likely see it faster, as most of their cultures are actually traditional, not the bastardized woman serve man while man do nothing version men in America try to peddle. I reiterate from my previous passport bro videos, our sisters overseas aren't dumb. They don't want useless, unattractive, or unkempt men either. You don't go over there as you are here and suddenly become Prince Charming. So, a good reminder for everyone, using the people who need the reminder the most as the example, self-reflection, personal accountability, self-awareness, wanting to be your best self would help a lot of people's interpersonal relationships. Because sometimes the problem isn't where you are. It isn't everybody else. It's you. You can only blame the audience without rewriting the act for so long.
Your thoughts on passport bros?
I think men here have really high expectations of what women should be like, or actually they're very old-fashioned, if you ask me. They want women to do everything while they work. And I think going abroad, they go for women who who are more vulnerable, less exposure. They don't know what's available to them. So they just settle for someone like that because they think they're going to do everything for them. Whereas women here, we work, we raise children, we do everything. We're very domesticated.
If they are living the same life as the girl that they're going for, as long as there's no double standards, it should be fine.
And my mother works and teaches me that, you know, to be financially independent is important. Here, we're always about equality. Like, women should be having the equal rights as men. And I think here they're against that, I guess, or intimidated. So they go for someone vulnerable with less opportunities, so they have a hold over them. Yes, they want us to be indoors at home behind barriers.
I don't know what a passport.
Is she right? Huh? Maybe she's right to an extent. Maybe. But not all passport bros are going for vulnerable women with less opportunities. And she talked about how Western women are more domesticated. They take care of the kids. They cook warm, home-cooked meals. They do the laundry. They take care of everything. No, I think she lied. She lied. But what do you think? Is she right? Because from experience, I mean, there's so many divorce in the Western world, and most of the women, as soon as they become financially independent, they don't even want to have anything to do with the men, with their husbands. They don't want it anymore. They don't want marriage. They don't want to do anything anymore. Sometimes they don't even want their own kids. That's what happens in the Western world. But in these rural communities, in these less developed countries, the passport bros go there and they meet a traditional woman, a more domesticated woman, a humble woman, a woman who doesn't really care so much about external influence, but she's more concerned about running her home, making her home warm and comfortable for her family, for every member of her family. That's how I see it. I don't know about you, but I live in the Western world and I see how you all run things. I mean, you all are not highly domesticated. I mean, a handful, you can see when a Western woman is domesticated, she is 100% domesticated. But there are so many other Western women who don't really even want to do anything. And they are checking out of, family, checking out of, want to be child free, and they want the soft life. They just want to travel and have fun. But most other women in the less developed countries are not thinking about that. They are thinking of starting a family. They want to be happy. They want to have a husband. They want to have a home, all that. There's a clear difference. There is a clear difference. Life is not all about being financially independent. Life is not all about knowing your rights. Life is not all about opportunities. All those opportunities will come to you if you stay humble. If you stay if you're in a happy place, you always be a happy person. That's how I'll put it. If you're happy, you always be a happy person.
Passport bro was until one of my recent videos did well. Now I have the misfortune of knowing what the is. And my only question is, who's going to tell them? Who is going to tell these men that American women are some of the last demographics of women to catch up with what we're talking about right now? You think Russian women are going to put up with your shit? You think Asian women are going to go 50-50 with you on the bill? You think French women are going to sleep with you just because you showed up? Oh, who's going to tell them? The reason why you can't find a traditional woman in America anymore is because there's no such thing as a traditional home or family structure because of the way our economy is all over right now. And I think it's ironic that American women, in response to this, are going, oh, I can make my own money and I don't have to have kids and go through the painful process of labor and raising children alone. And I don't have to pretend to like someone's grubby little son in order to make ends meet, in order to survive. I have literally all the options in the world. Oh, I'm going to be a career woman and I'm going to be alone. And men's response to this is, better renew my passport, because you guys are the ones who are afraid to be alone. You guys are the ones who would rather fly to a foreign country and find a wife than be alone.
I disagree. I see so many women, more and more women nowadays are renewing their passports. They're making a new passport and traveling. More passport chicks than passport bros nowadays. We see it a lot on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, and they are encouraging other women to travel as well. And these women go and travel, and they also do even worse than what the passport bros go to do. And she talked about how, let's talk about the economy. The economy is the reason why so many women nowadays are like, okay, now I can make my own money, and raising a family is so expensive nowadays. I can't stand, I can just make my own money, live my life, live my best life, live my soft life. And I don't go through the pain of having kids, having babies, raising kids, all that. They don't want that. That's your choice. That's undisputable. That's your choice. But if you put the blame on the men, trust me, who is gaining in all this? The men are gaining in all this because, girl, men don't even want to get married. Men don't want to be locked up. They don't want it to be in a locked up conspiracy. Most men are happy because they are going to be having so many chicks. If so many women are saying that they don't want to get married, they just want to be free, they just want to do hookups, who is gaining from all this? A man can make you pregnant and he goes off and you're stuck with a kid. And if you said, okay, I'm going to be child free, you're going to be hooking up with these guys. And the guys are also having fun in all this. And because you're financially independent, you're not asking them anything. They're not providing for you nothing. And you all are just hooking up casually and having fun. But the guys are having more fun than you do because you said the guys are the ones who are afraid to be single. They are afraid to be alone. No, the guys are not afraid to be alone. Remember, a guy can still be so active dating even when he's 70, depending on his genes and how he's been taking care of himself. So what are you literally talking about? What are you actually talking about? Because girl, who is gaining in all this? The guys are the ones gaining. And if a guy says that he wants to go to Russia, he wants to go to Europe, he wants to go to France to have a hookup, it depends on how he plays his card. He's going to have someone to hook up with. No matter what, if he knows how to play the game, he's going to have someone to hook up with. It's a fact. As well as a girl also, who is also going abroad, a passport chick, going abroad is also going to have fun. So this is not a situation of blaming that the men are more to be blamed or the women are to be blamed, but the passport bros are having fun. They're having a time of their lives when they go out of America to look for women. Because if all American women are talking like you, then I will support the passport bros to go abroad and look for women. Because you clearly said you don't want to be a wife. You don't want to be a wife. You want to be child free. You want to enjoy your life. I mean, and you're financially independent. I mean, these guys don't want financially independent women. They don't want a woman who wants to be child free. He decides to go abroad. So what's your business in that? Why are you so worked up if a guy says that he wants to go abroad to look for a woman because he asked you out, he wants you and you're saying, no, I don't want. He goes out to look. He's just being a man because men are built biologically and naturally to hunt. If they try to hunt in their environment and it becomes toxic, they're going to go out of their environment to other places to try the hunting there. So they're just playing the game, their natural game, their natural instincts.
How ironic is that? How ironic is that? You don't see the irony? You don't see the irony? And so many people or so many men in my comments are saying things like, good, have fun being single forever. Someone's going to own a lot of cats, da-da-da. And I'm like, you promise? You promise, Brett? I don't know who needs to tell you this, and it's not fair. It's certainly not fair. But I can have like 5 boyfriends who all serve a different purpose in my life, the same way you guys have had 5 different girlfriends who did the same thing for you, and freely do that. There are no consequences except for some anonymous profile on TikTok calling me some kind of slur. And guess what, guys? I think I'm ready to face those repercussions. I think I can get over that. I think it's going to be okay. So send me a postcard from France.
Girl, that's your choice. That's your choice. And if a guy decides to get a passport and go abroad to look for a chick, that's his choice. So hold your choice and let him hold his choice in peace. Why are you dragging? Why do you feel the urge to drag the passport bros? Why? And you're even saying that they should send you a passport, a postcard from France. Why? Why should he send it to you? Why? He's just living his best life, same as you are living your best life. So why do you feel the urge? Because I've seen so many, the people who are talking against passport bro more and more are women. There are more women talking about passport bros than guys talking about passport chicks. There are so many passport chicks nowadays. They go to Africa, they go to Asia, they find the vulnerable guys, the poor guys who don't have any money, and they exploit these guys extrally. That's what they go to do. So why don't we also address these facts? Why do you feel the urge to always address the men? Men this, men that, men. Talk about your sisters. Talk about the girls who are also doing the same thing. Talk about them.
Best of luck. On the bill?
No, we date traditionally, which means if I invite the girl out, I plan and pay for the date. The catch is the cost of living is often 1/4 the price overseas, so even if we pay for the whole date, we're still paying less than what we would have paid 50-50. And this is a point that I don't think it's talked about enough when it comes to passport bros. It's not just dating, it's cost of living, it's rent, it's gym, it's food, it's everything, and it increases the quality of your life. At the end of the day, it's a men's health movement about doing what's best for you. It takes one US remote job and the courage to leave to experience all of that, plus a dating culture that is a lot less toxic.
A lot of people, not just men, come to the...
Yeah, he's right. Like, it's cheaper and it's a great experience. It's a great experience for the guys living in America, going to these less developed countries and experiencing a new culture, and it's less toxic. And you meet a woman who genuinely loves you, not someone who loves you like their love is on condition. He's so right. He is right.
The Philippines so that they can experience our values and morals, especially a culture that's beyond money and privilege.
Privilege.
So why are these women shocked that they're dating?
Yeah, because most of the Western women are talking about money, privilege, opportunities. No, you'll be shocked when you leave America to other less developed countries and you see how satisfied and happy people are without money. Because your country, your culture, your society is all built around capitalism, money, money, money. You feel that everything is about money. That's why your culture, your dating culture, your relationship culture, your marriage culture is so toxic that you feel that because of American exclusivity, you feel that everything revolves around America. No. You'll be shocked when you go out of America and realize, you see how people are so happy. People are dating. They are so happy without money. Money is not the main factor when it comes to relationship. It's all about morals, values, and the culture, experiencing a new culture, a culture of respect, a culture of dignity, a culture of values, you know. But in America, you're all talking about 50-50, 100% provider, 50-50, buy a house, oh, this, that. Girls, calm down. You don't need to calm down. I mean, I think the American chicks, the American Barbie, the American baddies should get passports and travel out of America to go experience the passport chick lifestyle out of America. Please, I urge you all to get a passport and go out of America because, in short, I can't stand you all putting everything around money. Everything for you centers around money. It's all about the money.
Dating us? Is it because you think you're better than us? Because the belief that someone's worth is measured by their financial status or societal privilege is for shallow-minded people that only has that to offer.
You guys know that there's a trend.
I love the way the guy smiles, you know? You can see genuine love. You can see it. And he already said, like, you feel that these guys just go to these countries and then just meet these girls because the girls are uninformed. They are not exposed. They don't know their rights. They don't know they don't have opportunities, and these guys go to exploit them. I also saw another girl talked about how she referred to passport bro as a predator because the passport bro was calling out his girl for insulting him in the presence of her relatives, you know. And she referred to this guy as a predator. Why do you all sit in America and feel that these guys are predators? Why? You need to travel out. Like you heard her talking. Does she speak like someone who is speaking under duress? No. And she speaks good English. Did you listen to her? I love the fact the way the guy was admiring his woman. You know, she's spitting facts, real facts. American women need to learn a lot from women from around the world because you all are so locked up in your your tight boxes in America. You feel that everything centers or revolves around American values. I mean, what values are we even talking about? Do you guys have values?
Encouraging men to all get passports and travel abroad. Not just for sights or good food. No. It's to find wives. To find women who are more traditional. We're traveling all across the world just to find women who are more humble, more feminine, and willing to treat their men better than women in the US. Traveling to places like Italy, Thailand, Brazil, just to find women who will treat them right. The passport bros ideology is that they're escaping the hatred of feminist women and are traveling somewhere they can thrive. They believe the ideology that by seeking foreign women, they can find a more authentic, fulfilling, and harmonious relationship. This is seen as a way to restore the natural balance between masculine and feminine energy. This is triggering some women because they think that these men are interested in finding these women. They think they will be more submissive. Not sure if this trend / movement is gonna end or only get worse. What do you guys think?
Passport.
I think you just put the passport bro concept in summary, and that is it. That's all what the men are looking for. They're looking for more feminine women, more submissive women, more women with values, morals, women who are ready to treat their men right, women who are ready to start a family, women who are not money-minded, who are not money-centered, and these men end up having a very good life. And like we saw the guy saying, it's not only about the women, it's also about experiencing the new culture, new places. He also said that it's about the gym, the food, the experience, meeting new people, networking. You go to these countries, they're less expensive. Prices, the inflation rate is not as high as that of America and Europe. And, life is, you will get good quality of life, but at a cheaper cost. It's also good for mental health. So it's not just going there to look for the woman. It's also for the man's mental health, mental well-being and mental health, which is really good. This is something that is really good. If you genuinely are going abroad as a passport bro to look for a woman and also to have experience of other places of the world, you are going to end up being healthy mentally, physically, economically, socially, and even romantically. Right?
Bro math is when a guy leaves a Western country because apparently all Western women are gold diggers, but then when he gets to that third world country, the first thing he does is he leads with his wallet and starts flexing his money to these girls in said countries. And the reason why I'm giving you guys a hard time on this one is because there's been an uptick of crimes lately, specifically in Colombia, where girls are now targeting these kinds of passport bros, where they come thinking that they're going to get lucky and they flex their money at the clubs and the resorts, and then they get baited into going on a Tinder date back to their place. So we've had about 8 cases over the last couple of months that were made public, and one of them was actually from a German dude who supposedly lost almost 15,000 euro worth of cryptocurrencies thanks to the theft, as well as his phone and other personal belongings. He had to make a YouTube video and basically beg for money online just to get enough to go back home, essentially, through these donations. So this guy literally got cleaned out thinking he was going to get lucky in Colombia. All these cases coming out, one has to think, right? There must be a lot of unreported cases that...
Okay, you can't use one case and generalize every other case. I know about the Colombia case, the recent case in Colombia, where so many passport bros were targeted and being unalived. I'll tell you, he mentioned cryptocurrency. Nowadays we've got so many young men having millions and millions of so many currencies, especially cryptocurrency. They got so much money and they don't know what to do with this money. They go abroad and spend the money. They go to club, they enjoy themselves. So I'll tell you that I'm quite sure that in Colombia, because Colombia is a drug hub, we all know Colombia's got these gangs and they got the cartels. When they see you coming to Colombia and spending so much money in club, you're spraying money, they will target you. So I feel that it's not the girls who were unaliving these guys because they're passport bros. No, This is misinformation, I'll tell you. They were targeting the guys because they might have come from the cartels, the drug lords, those who are running the town and running the cities. They want the money from these guys. So maybe at some point there was something going on with the cryptocurrency guys and the cartels. So they sent the girls to unalive them. So, but now, because these guys are passport bros, they try to shove it under the passport bro, under passport bros, in quotes. But you will see that there are so many other passport bros going to Colombia and getting wives from Colombia, bringing them back to America, to Europe, and having their best life, living happily ever after. So you can't just use a small case to generalize everything. You know, and now we've got so many digital nomads, guys, young guys going around the world working remotely, and they have so much money. So they're just going and having hookups with, you know, about the Gen Zs and the millennials. They don't want to get married. They just want to hook up. And maybe if the relationship doesn't go the way the girls want, these foreign girls want, they will try to sabotage the guys, or they will try to unalive the guys. So it happens. It happens even in America and even in the Western world. So stop blaming the unaliving of the passport bros in Colombia on the fact that they were passport bros. I'll tell you, no, it was because they had some kind of altercation with the gangs, with the cartels, and because of the cryptocurrency and because of the huge sum of money that they were flashing and spraying in the clubs. You can't just see it and generalize. And I know that this is all coming from the feminist women in America who, I mean, you decided to be a feminist. You say you don't want the men and blah, blah, blah. But now you are online everywhere talking about how men are leaving you and going abroad to look for other women. Why are you so pissed and why are you so triggered about that? That's their choice and that's what they want. They want to go abroad and look for a more submissive woman, a more humble woman, a woman with morals and values. Because you are always saying that I want to live my best life, and all the time you're online with little or nothing on. You're doing what you want to do. You want to do what you want to do, and you don't want anyone to tell you not to do what you want to do. So why are you also worked up and triggered by passport bros going abroad to look for a better woman for themselves? Why?
Men don't want to report because they feel too shameful to admit that they got so desperate for female attention that they tried to go to one of these countries and ended up around and finding out the hard way. I mean, shit, man, even the US federal government stepped in telling people not to use Tinder in Colombia. So if it's starting to get that bad in Colombia, I'm sure this trend is going to start spreading into other countries. So you better watch out if you happen to be one of those guys.
Okay, to conclude this, passport bros has been going on for many years. If you listen to me, I said it in the beginning of the video. It has been going on for so many years, for almost maybe 30 years or more. But you know what? There have been so many successful cases than failed cases. There has been so many successful cases than failed cases. So when you talk about passport bros having a hard time in Colombia, remember, that's just Colombia. Passport bros are going all over the world, and it has had a high successful rate. Take that. It has had a high successful rate. And talking about how these passport bros go abroad and spray the money that they are running away from American women whom they have tagged gold diggers, and they are going abroad to meet foreign women, and they go there to spray money. That's some sort of like they're not practicing what they're preaching, right? But I'll tell you, it seems as if they're spraying the money because there the cost of living is lower, and they using money doesn't equate the amount of money they would have used in America. So that's why they're using the money. That's why it's so easy to use the money. And what do you think about this? This is a sign of a provider because he is spoiling his woman. And I'll tell you, I've talked with so many men, and men will always tell you, they will spoil a woman who deserves to be spoiled. And these guys feel that these women who are more submissive, who are more feminine, who have family values, who love family, who want to have a home, are more deserving of being spoiled than the ones in America who are overly entitled with higher standards and all about the money. They're all about their money. So guys, what do you think about this? I have talked a lot on this one. What do you think about this? Please feel free to drop your thoughts in the comment section. And until next time, see you all. Bye.